Once again, salute to all of the folks who took the older courses and now are seeing success. I'm very proud of you, gentlemen and ladies. Very, very proud. So, this is what's going on. There's a link below on something that's how to use ChatGPT and literally change your life. Links below because there's a lot of things that's going with that. Because it will allow you to elevate, and I will also do more for you in the future. Because for future courses, if you go ahead and get in that and pay it off, then I will take that money off of any new stuff you buy. So go ahead and get the ChatGPT course because it will literally change your life. All right, so let's talk about today's topic. Lying ass YouTubers pimp walking all over your hopes and dreams. This was one of the reasons I left YouTube. I'm sitting here putting out valid business advice, and someone could come on YouTube and you could go ahead and Google the topics I'm talking about because I'm not going to mention any names. Number one, you can get $50,000 from these banks with an LLC. It's a lie. Let me go ahead and talk about that. I had an account with Truist Bank, and I had 6 figures coming in, and I got a credit card with Truist Bank. You know what Truist Bank gave me? They gave me $15,000. And then I applied for the line of credit, and they were like going back and forth. And then the bankers was like, I know this may seem strange, but you have any like $100,000 somewhere that's using it? And I was like, yeah, I do. And I still didn't get the line of credit. So I had 6 figures coming in, 6 figures in the bank, and they still wouldn't give me the line of credit. But for some reason, there's lying ass YouTuber. Let me just go ahead and say it. Go ahead and put in the title. You can get 50,000. The video's got like 1 million views, and it won't work. It will not work. And this is one of the reasons I got really frustrated with YouTube, because people could come on here and lie. And there's a whole horde of these people. Next group of people. The people is you can do XYZ hustle and make all of this money. Channels grow. There's one female, channel's big, and she's talking about all these hustles that you can do. But she's not doing the hustles. She's making YouTube videos about you doing the hustles. And then this is something you can see. And there was another video. How to start a cargo van business for $250 or $290 a week. In that video, if you look at the early comments, there are people saying, I went in and tried, and they tried to charge me $500. The one company said they wanted $1,000. This was when the video was made. And I guarantee you, if I go ahead and look that video up, it's got way more views. Way more views. Here's the thing. Life is hard. Just a moment ago, I was at Best Buy getting some lens cleaner because my not my laptop, but my iPad is disgustingly dirty because I've been using it a lot. So I need to clean this bad boy up. And I was driving out, and there was this gentleman in a wheelchair holding up a sign. And my intuition said, that's a veteran. So I stopped, and I was like, you're a veteran? He said, yeah, 7 years. And I gave him $100. I was like, I believe in actually helping people versus lying to people to pad my pocket. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 rather large YouTubers. I haven't looked at your channels lately because I didn't really look at YouTube at all. I was watching college football and NFL stuff on YouTube. I did not really dive deep into it. But there's a number of YouTube content creators who talk about these side hustles, things you can do, and they're fucking lying to you. And let me explain to you why they're lying to you. They're lying to you because lying to you gets you to watch their videos. You watch their videos because you can make a ton of money if you get a lot of video views. A ton of money. And this is what's happening. They're getting a ton of money, and many of them were regular old people. And then when that YouTube money came in and they got fixated, they started looking for ways that they could lie to you, play with you, pimp walk on your dreams so they can get a check. But for some reason, I'm gonna say it. I got people making videos because I got some young pussy. But you could go ahead and a lot of people put stuff out that will not help them pimp walk all over their dreams and wishes, and this gets go, and nobody says a word, even though they're lying. And there's another group of YouTubers, which I enjoy. These are YouTubers who will actually say, well, so-and-so put up this video talking about this will work. Well, we're going to do it. And every time you have a YouTuber like that who starts working on these hustles and these side gigs, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. Every time. There's one gentleman, I can't remember his name, but he's got like a round face, and he's always talking about we're going to do this hustle and this hustle, and all the time it just doesn't work. And his audience loves him because it's like, man, you save me a lot of time. You save me a lot of time. Because essentially, these YouTubers are fucking lying to you. I'm not saying they're coming up with good ideas like, let me put this out, hope it helps you. No. They fundamentally know the shit won't work, but they want your views. Let's move to the next layer. Why are people getting all of these views for shit that doesn't work? Why is that happening? Let me explain. In ChatGPT, and one of my traits is I actually do stuff. Now, what does that mean? Like, I rented this office, I bought inventory, I put up ads, I started a TikTok channel, I did all that, like boom, 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 boom. The average person doesn't execute. So they'll see this video, they'll watch it, and they'll get all gassed up, and then they will do nothing. So there is no contingency of people who tried to do this stuff and it didn't work, and they was like screaming, hey man, this bullshit don't work. Why are you putting it out there? Because they will not do it. It's a small number of people who are trying to do these little hustles. Give you an example, like Whatnot. There's a couple on YouTube, white couple, husband and wife. They tried to do Whatnot, and it failed on them. They did not make any money on Whatnot. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because here's the thing: I've watched 100 hours of Whatnot shows, and these people got on Whatnot, and I guarantee you, they did not. They may have watched 2 or 3 hours of shows, and they got in it and they failed because they didn't understand how Whatnot works. So that's one of the things I saw. I saw a lot of people come and go on Whatnot. Started, sell some stuff, and actually, I'm gonna tell you why Whatnot is not nowhere near crowded. I have won not one, not two, but 3 giveaways. 3 giveaways, meaning that the audience pool is still growing. But these lying ass YouTubers, just go ahead and look up side hustles and gigs. And there's one, a brother in the cargo van business. And the lie is you can make $250,000. No, excuse me. You can make $2,500 per week driving a cargo van. And in the comments, you have people's like, I'm trying to do this, but the most I can get is maybe $1,500. But wait a minute. Let's start doing the business math. So you got a cargo van that you have to drive, so you got gas. Then you have depreciation, but let's just stick with the gas. So they pay you $1,500 a week, and you're driving all over the city, and you spend $300 in gas. Did you actually make $1,500? No, you made $1,200. And then when you take the depreciation against your vehicle, you made like $1,000. See, this is the thing. These lying ass YouTubers do not talk about hard costs. You want to know why? Because the majority of these lying ass YouTubers never had a real business. Just didn't. This is why I like Jasmine DeLucci. She's the tax person. And literally, she'll be sitting there and watching, and I'll see the little grin pop up on her lip. And I was like, she's getting ready to roast somebody. And literally, I'm going to mention the name. Carlton, he's the guy that does taxes. His mother's on YouTube, and he's on YouTube. And he talks about LLCs, and his stuff just blew up. He just blew up. I think he had 1 million subscribers. And Jasmine has roasted him many times. And there was a video where Carlton I can't remember his full last name, but he's on there. If you do a little search, you could go Carlton Tax Strategy Guy. He'll pop up. And he was on this podcast trying to defend himself. I didn't even watch the video. You know what I did? I went straight to the comments. And it was exactly what I thought. Carlton did not address his inadequacies. I'll give you an idea. Like, this is one of the things I was working on with ChatGPT. Because what I'm going to do with this new money that's coming in is I'm going to buy apartment complexes. And I went through ChatGPT, and it's like, if I had $200 million and I bought a bunch of apartment complexes, some of these flying ass YouTubers will tell you that the money that you invested is tax free and you don't have to pay any taxes till you get your 200K back, right? No, it don't work like that. If you invested $200 million in properties and the property started yielding income, you will have to pay taxes on that money. And go ahead, screenshot this and send it to Jasmine, and I will not get roasted because I just didn't lie to you. The thing is, one of the things I see, and this is one of the reasons I got so frustrated, is you have lying ass amateurs. And when I say lying, let's go ahead and address that. Did they make a harmless mistake? No. They looked at the topic that would get the most video views. Whether it worked or not was it didn't matter. It didn't matter. And literally, everything I just told you, you could go look up the cargo van guy. You could look up you could do these hustles. You could look up there's like several people in the cargo van business. Now, this is one of the things. I used to have a Ford F-250 V8. Those suckers chew up gas. So if you're doing some heavy driving, your gas bill is going to be $200-300 a week. But once again, they do not do the hard cost. They don't do the hard cost. And one of the reasons they don't do the hard cost is they're not actually running businesses. They're not running businesses. And then you get people who kind of develop a fan base and everything. And I'm just sitting there like, times are hard. Inflation is a nightmare. Inflation is at a super, super high level right now. And the average person with good credit and a down payment can't even afford to buy a house. Even if they make six figures, they cannot afford to buy a house. So times are hard out here, and everybody's looking for something they could do to make some money. And you have these lying ass YouTubers. Once again, when I say lying ass YouTubers, it's not a mistake. They're intentionally lying to you to get paid. But for some reason, you have me. Someone left a comment about the Kill Switch Chronicles. And this was a time when I got in the car rental business. I spent $500,000 on 32 cars. Worst business, biggest mistake I ever made. And I actually talk about some mistakes I made. I literally rented a guy a Porsche Cayenne. 2 days later, he sold it on Craigslist. I lost 4 cars the first month. Now, this is one of the things. There were people who were very, very appreciative of me doing the Kill Switch Chronicles. But there was another group of people, because of the lying ass YouTubers, you can start a car rental business, you can make all this money. There's this girl. She's a pretty girl. She's black, and she had a car rental business, and she lost her ass. She was thinking about filing bankruptcy. All the cars got repossessed. And that's what was happening to more people. But because these lying ass YouTubers like, oh, you can make all this money, and then you get in the car rental business and you're making $1 million a month and all this other stuff. And then there was one lying ass YouTuber. You go to his stuff, he wasn't selling how to get a car rental, he was selling how to get credit. And I was just like, this makes no sense. This makes no sense whatsoever. And then there's another group of lying ass YouTubers that kind of intersect in my space with LLCs and business credit. And this one lying ass YouTuber's like, every time I start a new LLC, I go out and set it up and I get me some business credit. Okay, here's the thing. If you get a business credit card that doesn't report anywhere, that will work up to a point. But here's the thing that happens. When you go to American Express and you get a business credit card from American Express, the first thing American Express does is look at your business bank account. And if you do not have robust revenue coming through there, they're not going to give you a generous credit limit. How do I know? Because I did it. But there are people here who would tell you, yeah, you get American Express, and they're going to, because they're fucking lying. First thing that does, when you sign up for an American Express business credit card, they look at your bank account first. Not second, not third, but first. And if there's no money, so there's this curly haired dude talking about EIN, not EINs, talking about, the proper type of LLC, and I'm a banker. And I'm just like, it's 100% lies. I don't care how many LLCs you have. I don't care. Oh, and the age. We're going to get an age LLC. Okay. Chase, Wells Fargo, Regions Bank, Truist. People act like these banks are stupid. So someone went out and got an aged LLC, right? And then they used the age to say they were in business longer than they were, right? And the bank's going to like, well, where's his aged LLC? Let's give him $5 million. Bullshit. It's complete and utter bullshit. And this is one of the reasons, for me, what was driving me crazy was my stuff works. But let's talk to the second layer. Why do I only have a small handful of people who take my courses and have success? And I have a lot of people who will buy the course and they will take it, but they don't have success. I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Starting a business is pretty shitty in the beginning. Shit goes wrong. You have estimations. You have imaginations. You have things you think they're going to work. You try them out and they don't work. And this is like the first year. You go through all of this stuff and it's hard. And it's hard. And I have some people who bought my courses and they just stopped doing it. They didn't ask for a refund. And then I have a small group of people. The group of people I salute on every video because they did the fucking work. And now they're successful. Robert Burns. I actually met Robert when I was working with a client because he photographed a model. He actually found the model and we were doing lashes and stuff. And Robert Burns right now has a company that does $200K a year because he listened to me. Let's talk to the third layer. You have a bunch of sorry, lazy ass people who think they know shit. They have no experience. They have no proof. Nothing. But they think they know stuff. And it's like, Glenn and Karen making all this money selling courses. I'm going to create an online course. About what, you dumb motherfucker? What are you going to create a course about? Oh, no, I'm going to create a course so I can make some money. That group of people right there just drove me crazy because there were so many of them. There were so many of them that were like, they were dejected. They were broke. They weren't fucking the women that they wanted to fuck. And they saw me doing all the shit that they wanted to do. And let me go ahead and talk about the period of bad decisions. I went through a period of decisions where every decision was just wrong. Starting a car rental business, bad decision number one. Moving from my house in Sandy Springs, bad decision number two. Getting in a relationship with a pathological liar who's an alcoholic, bad decision number three. And all of those decisions cost me so much. So much. And, I actually had to take some steps back because I was like, okay, why is all this shit you're trying to do ain't working? And once again, I actually did the Kill Switch Chronicles, told people the truth. And I had a small group of people who were like, thank you, man. I appreciate that. You saved me a lot of effort. But once again, because of the large number of lying ass YouTubers, people thought, he ain't as smart as he thinks he is. He's not a good business person. All right, but how did I get the $500,000 to buy the 32 cars? On this YouTube channel, there's a video with me holding up the car titles. And people are like, oh, he's financing those cars. What bank is going to finance a man for 32 cars? You know what my income level would have to be for me to even think about? If my income level was there, I could have financed the cars, but that would have been stupid. Why would it have been stupid? Because cars depreciation and finance has this thing called interest. So I would have had cars depreciating really fast. I would have had high interest. It was just cheaper to start the business and pay cash. It made such a big difference. But once again, and I got to actually reset this MacBook, because that shit drives me crazy. But screen would time out and like literally I had to type we're back in. That's what I was doing. But yeah, I went through a period of making some bad decisions, just bad decisions, bad business decisions, bad personal decisions, and like I said, I took some steps back. I stopped making YouTube videos. I broke up with that crazy ass chick, and I began to sit back and think what I was going to do the rest of my life, because for me, it was so heart wrenching to have stuff that worked. Like, let's go back to my old courses 30 days to 2,500. If you did the work, it worked. But once again, small group of people who would do the work. And I had someone, and this person isn't a hater. I'm not saying this person is a hater. He says, if there's anything on your channel that can help people matriculate to your courses. And I said straight up, dude, sorry. I stopped giving away free courses because that was one of the worst things I ever did. And I don't think this person's a hater. He's looking for help. Everyone's looking for help. And this is why these lying ass YouTubers get so many views, because people are looking for help. They're looking for real information. They're looking for something to change their lives. And they run into this group of people who, like, there's this one chick. She was talking about, once again, be like me. Do ass. Like, she's a little pretty. Let me say this word, pretty. And I'm going to talk about what pretty gets you on YouTube. She's pretty. She's little, and she'll put up these videos, and they would go viral. And she would say stuff, oh, I bought a house, I bought stock. But the thing is, the people she's talking to did not have her resources. Number one resource, she had a high traffic YouTube channel. Number one resource, number two resources, she had a high traffic TikTok channel. And I've literally, and I'm going to talk to my new friend Jamie, because she does videos, and she broke down some stuff to me that just blew my mind. The Asian chick, your financial BFF, this chick was up in New York going out with dudes for free dates so she could save her money. Let me say that again. This woman was going out on free dates with dudes so she could save her money. Does this sound like someone who has real financial advice? No. But once again, she got pushed. She got pushed. And this is something else too. I see this all over the internet. You got to have multiple sources of income. You got multiple sources of income. The average millionaire has 7 sources of income. Really? I actually know several millionaires personally. I know one millionaire who was selling jewelry. That's all he was doing. That was his main source of income. And guess what? He and some other partners invested money and started a bank. So this whole thing, like, you gotta have all these more. No, you don't. You just have to be really good at something. That's it. I was really good at making online courses. I was really good at YouTube, and that allowed me to buy a Porsche and a BMW in the same month and pay cash. But once again, people don't want to do the work. Because like I said, salute to the people who bought my courses and did the work. There was a group of people bought the courses, made money. They just didn't do the work. Oh, and let's talk about the fourth layer. There are people I helped. There are YouTubers I helped. And the first thing they said was, well, hey man, I don't want nobody to know you helping me because I'm that dude that cuss. I'm that dude that was talking about his sex life. I'm that dude that didn't give a fuck what small-minded motherfuckers thought about me. And they were like, I need your help, but I don't want to be associated with you. Number of YouTubers. Then I had some people ride my coattails, and that's how they developed their channel. Erica Williams. Yeah, I mentioned that name because it's a true story. And then people who've been around for a minute know it's a true story. And when this whole shit started with, oh, he's a predator, she was like, she was one of the people. And if it wasn't for me, she wouldn't be where she is. Yeah, I mentioned names because that shit pissed me the fuck off. But once again, small minds have small concepts. So one of the things that I'm going to do, and this is the thing, you will get to see it. Like right now, I'm waiting for ZipRecruiter to approve my ads because that's the draw. I got the office, I got the cameras, I got everything. I need the bodies, and that's what I'm waiting on for ZipRecruiter, to approve my ads so I can start interviewing people and I can hire people and we can get this process going. Now, here's something else too. There's a number of people who have come back to the channel, and I want to say thank you and I appreciate you because it's been 99.5% positive. That blew me away. I didn't know that was going to happen. I was completely shocked. I had no clue that was going to happen. And there's a very small, tiny bit of people who are like, the only reason you selling courses is because you broke, you need money. How did I rent this office? This office was rented before I came back to YouTube. I've not made any YouTube money or online course money in a year and a fucking half. But for some reason, that's the only reason I'm here. And that's the only thing I can do. Let me tell you something. A lot of people don't believe fat meat greasy until the grease is dripping off their fingers. I'm about to serve up a ton of fat meat to a bunch of dumb, ignorant, stupid ass YouTubers. Because I had time to reflect. And this is something else too. I talked to a lot of people. And when I would tell them the story, they were like, really? Why would they do that? I mean, people were like surprised and shocked. I actually started showing people the videos and they were like, why were they doing all this stuff to you? Because they were some jealous fucks. That's why. And I got a plan. It's going to be very, very interesting. Because once again, that first video I dropped, it's at 6,500 views. And the comments on it are overwhelmingly positive. I got maybe 2 or 3 halfway sideways comments out of 6,500 views and the video's still going. So that tells me I got a loyal fan base of 6,500 people. You get a loyal fan base of 6,500 people, you can make millions. So that's what I decided to do. So we got a lot of stuff going. And also, I just wanted to express my frustration to see these people who knowingly, this is not a mistake. They know the shit won't work, but they know that you will watch, and the majority of the people who are watching will not try it because it's hard to try it. And then they don't get these labels and stuff, except there's a group of people who are pushing back. There are more YouTubers who are like, this shit doesn't work, and I tried it, and they're lying and they're getting labeled. And one of the things I saw in the comments when I came back was, there's so much bullshit on here. I don't know, because I wasn't watching. I would come on, I was watching, like one of my passions is science fiction. And they have on these YouTube, these stories about space and stuff. I would listen to them. I would watch the NFL replays. And for some reason, they allowed a lot of college football games to be on YouTube this year, and you can watch the whole game. And that's pretty much what I was doing, because I started a new YouTube channel because I wasn't seeing what was going on over here. And it got to be really, really interesting. The number of people who just will blatantly, and this is what I'm saying, there's no mistake. They're intentionally lying to people because they know times are hard and people are trying to make some money. And I think that's one of the most disgusting things on this planet. But, a lot of people are just like, well, they making money. Let me tell you something. I'm not going to hurt you to make money off of you. That's something I've never done. And I've been honest. And it's cost me because I'm dealing with people who have no fucking integrity. And they will just say whatever they can, start whatever little bullshit they can to get some views. And that's the only way they know how to make money. They don't know how to rent an office. They don't know how to, this is one of the things I'm doing, and this is let me show you. Where is it? And I had to set up some new emails because a lot of the old emails, if you hit me up from an old email, more than likely it's probably going to bounce back in the very near future because I'm just letting that stuff go. Okay. This is a warehouse that I'm going to rent. It's 9,400 square feet, right? And the other day we had to call because they wanted to ask me what kind of modifications they were going to make. This warehouse is going to cost me $15,000 a month. How am I going to pay $15,000 a month? I have no online course money because I haven't been selling anything. I have no YouTube money because I haven't been here. Where the fuck is that money going to come from? I know. I'm going to sit here and rub my hands together and wish it, snap my fingers, and it's just going to come from the sky. There's a number of people, like someone left a comment today about my money management course. You think I just made that course and didn't live by those principles? You think that? I have amazing money management skills. And I was able to have a massive savings account. So we got a lot of stuff that's going on. But I just wanted to come here and share my viewpoints, my thoughts and stuff, because the number of lying ass YouTubers who will manipulate you is at an epic level. And that's all I got to say about that.